I'm making aloo dum this afternoon, the Bengali favorite side dish which you have with luchi, parota, kochuri, or even with mishti pulao. I'm going to share a series of stories as I do it. It's going to be a long journey, but stick on and we'll have some aloo dum. There are many versions to this dish. At its grandest, it will have crushed cashews and watermelon seeds. The onions will be ground. If it's for a pujo, then there'll be no onion, no garlic. I'm doing the college canteen roadside chai dukan version. Everything's going to be roughly chopped. I peeled and quartered in half lots of potatoes, a couple of onions, one tomato, green chili, ginger, garlic. I roughly chopped them because it's all roadside style. And listen to some rock music while doing it. Whole garam masala is at the heart of the spicing. There's cumin and coriander powder, red chili, some turmeric tucked in, black pepper mixed with a bit of dahi, whole garam masala, sugar, salt, and a bit of... I added about a tablespoon of mustard oil and kept it on a low flame because it has a high smoking point. Added whole cumin, whole garam masala, which is cardamom, clove, cinnamon, bay leaf, and dry red chili. I then added half a teaspoon of sugar to the oil and then the onion, because this will help caramelize the onion faster. In a more refined or sophisticated aloo dum, the onion would be grounded, but this is roadside, so I've gone for sliced. The onions caramelized pretty quickly. I think this sugar tip really works. So I've added some roughly chopped ginger and garlic at this point. You could have used paste all through, like I said. The onions browned. I have added some cubed tomatoes. I've added a couple of green chilies. You could have added this at the start. In the pujo version, religious one, there'll be no onion, no garlic, and the tomato could be ground. I'm going to wait till the tomatoes soften. And I'm not used to peeling and chopping so much, so I listen to some music, Romeo and Juliet and Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, and then Led Zepp, Stairway to Heaven. And I don't have a traditional Bengali karai, but I do have a couple of Chinese woks, and the heat transmits quickly in that. The onions browned, the tomatoes began to soften, and we're ready for the potatoes. I added the curd in which the masala was mixed and immediately added the potatoes, and the curd will also give it a bit of texture and tartness as well, and I've also added salt, of course. At this point, it's what we call koshano in Bengali, bhuno in Hindi, letting the potatoes dry cook, slow cook with the masala and the onions. Same if you're making chicken or eggs. The potatoes began to get a nice little char to it, and at this point I'm going to add water, and I don't know if it's traditional or not. I'm going to let the water come to a boil and let the potato cook in it, and I'm going to wait till it sort of dries up, because we are looking at a makha sort of semi-dry consistency for the aloo dum. The sauce has begun to thicken, and I'm checking for the potatoes. It's cooked, it's begun to cook, but I'm looking for a more softer texture over here. A good aloo dum has to be slow cooked, so I've added a bit more water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the karai or the wok with a lid and let it cook for some time under it. The potatoes have cooked for a total of about 50 minutes. That's what slow cooking is all about. But my aloo dum is ready, and it's got that makha consistency which I was looking for, sort of dryish one. The aloo dum is ready, and to add to it street corner chai dukan, corner tea shop or college canteen creds, I've added some amchur. You can add chaat masala, green chilies, and mustard oil at the end for the kick. It's been a long cooking session, I agree, but aloo dum requires to be slow cooked, and it's really worth it, all the time you put in, because at the end of it, you'll land up with a fabulous dish, that I can promise you.